Hey guys, it's Kim, Angel Dream Crafts, and I'm back with part 2 of the bead tutorial. I think I have everything organized for this one. So it should flow a little smoother than the other one. But anyway, here we go with this one. Now this one is made again with wooden skewers, but you can also use straws, and I will show you. These are just some straws that I've cut up. I do prefer the wooden skewer, but I'm going to show you how to do them with these as well. So let me just get these all out here. Okay, so let me show you what they look like. I did briefly show these in part 1, but this is a nice long one. I love it. I've used the wooden skewer, I've used a gold bead, a tiny blingy bead cap, pearls, this angel wing charm. I just love this one. I think, like I said, it's my favorite, but they're all fun. I've made some with blue and turquoise tones with the gold, which I think looks super pretty together. I love gold and teal and turquoise and blue together, so pretty. And then I've done some, these ones were made with sari ribbon. This one was made with the straw. You can see it's a little bit fatter. This one was made with the wooden skewer. This one's made with the wooden skewer and a sari ribbon in the background and a cute little pair of gold scissors there. And these have the loop on either end, so you can use them for dangling things on. This orange one was with a sari ribbon. This one here I like too. It's got the little dangly crown on it. I'm going to show you how to do that. Or you can just keep them simple like this one. This is fabric, pearl bead cap, and just some thread and a little tiny bit of wire, no extra beads, and just a blingy heart on that one. So yeah, you can keep them as simple or as crazy as you want. These ones have chunkier beads on them, so they're kind of super chunky beads, which are fun. This one was made with a purple sari ribbon and some beads. So yeah, I've you know, once you get going, like I said, I've really made quite a few of these, and I have used them on projects, a few projects. This one here I showed the other day with my junk journal. I actually used some wool in the background on these ones, and then just white thread, and then I attached this mixed media angel on here. And then this one, the same thing. I used wool and the gold ribbon and a key, and then I dangled a little diary charm off the end of that, and they just are hanging on top of the bag here that holds the junk journal. So lots of things that you can do with them. So I think what we'll do first is we'll do the wooden skewer one, and then I'll share about the beads. So let me move these. I just love making them. They're so fun, and they're colorful, and they just, I don't know, they're happy. Just a happy craft, I guess. Okay, so what you need, again, wooden skewer and a pair of cutters, and you want to cut your wooden skewer into manageable sizes, and you can tell by these, none of these are the same size. They're all different sizes, really. So cut it any size you like, and I'm just using some wire cutters here, but you know, use anything you like. The scissors don't really go through wooden skewers too well. Let's do that one, and I'm going to make a big one this time just for purposes of the tutorial. I'm going to do a super long one. Now you can sand the ends of these if you want to. I haven't, just, I don't know, laziness maybe. But you can sand the ends if you like. I didn't bother. So okay, let's use the purple wire this time because it's colorful. So what you need to do is get yourself some wire, and you do need wires for these ones. Cut yourself off a good length, I don't know, 4 inches maybe. And you lay your skewer in between the two ends of the wire. I think I'm in shot there. And then you're going to kind of make it even, I guess, on either side. Then you're going to wrap the wire around, coming out the one, leaving one end there. Do it the other side. So you now have this with the wire wrapped around it. Super easy so far, right? Now you need 2 bead caps and a couple of pearls, which roll away. So there we go there. It's a couple of pearls and bead caps, which bead caps are pretty much anything, but these are the ones I'm using for this. You can see they have a hole in them. Some have bling around them. This one's got some black around the edge of it. And they have a hole in the center. So starting on this end, where your wire is, you can sort of bend it halfway over the top of the post here. But you don't have to do that. I don't even do that. So you put your bead cap on. Make sure it's on top of the skewer there. And then you put your pearl on. Yep, you put your pearl on, you really do. So then you have this now. That's it so far. Pretty simple so far. Now you want to take a smaller needle nose plier, do a half turn, pull it off, another half turn, pull it off. Don't open your pliers when you're turning because you'll make your loop really big, and you don't want that. You want it to be fairly small. And you just keep turning till you get down to the top of your pearl. At this point, I wouldn't pull it very tight because you're liable to pull the wire right off your skewer, and you don't want to do that. You do that sort of at the end, you tighten everything up. So now I'm just putting that down there. So then this sits on the top with the little loop at the top that you've just twisted down. You can see there. That's it. And it's still loose, which is fine. So now you want to do your other end. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You put on your bead cap, put on the pearl, set it on the top of the skewer, like that. Take your pliers, half turn, pull it off, half turn, just keep doing like a half a turn, and it will eventually make a circle. And again, you don't want this to be super tight at this point because you're going to do that right at the very end. Because anything that you pull right now is just going to pull that wire right off the skewer, and that's not what you want. So then you end up with something that looks like this. And like this, and like this. So what I do, somebody's calling me, excuse me. Hey, can I call you back? I'm just filming.
Okay, alright, bye.
Bye. Bye. That was Julie. Love you, Jules. So anyway, it happens during a video. I don't want to edit it, so there it is. So then you end up with something that looks like this. They look like little batons, I know, but so what I do, like I was saying, is I will just sit and make up a bunch of these and sort of, you know, go in order and do like a bunch of these, and then I'll wrap a bunch and then add the beads to them. So then I end up with a, you know, you get going pretty quickly, and then you have quite a few made. So that's what you've got right now. So I'm going to do this great big huge one because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So that's why I'm doing this one. And you know, this will still get used on a project. It doesn't matter if it's long. I can use this on a big long wall hanging. It wouldn't matter. And if you made a bunch the same, you know, they'd look cute dangling from a lace, I think, too. Right? You could make your own like dangle lace with these. So super cute. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is wrap this with some kind of fabric, lace, trim, sari ribbon, whatever you want. I've got some different pieces of sari here, and I think that's what I'm going to use. So what I do is I do put a dollop of hot glue at the top. Right there. And I'm just wrapping it and rolling it down. Wrapping and rolling. And again, if your wire comes off, don't sweat it. So you want to get right up to the bead cap and then right underneath that bead cap. And then work your way back down again. And don't worry, I've got a piece hanging off there. It's fine. Do not worry. I love using sari ribbon for this. I also like using yarn because it's nice and fuzzy. I love it. And it makes it really soft. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom here, and I've got a little bit of orange showing and some purple, and that's fine because there is no rules with these beads. No rules in crafting, really, right? Okay. So that's what you end up with right there. At its ugly duckling stage, as I like to call it. I'm just going to have a drink, sorry. So now I make my decision, which way do I want to go? Do I want to add some lace to the center? Sure, why not? Let's do that. I have some crochet trim here. I'm just going to cut a little piece off. And I think I'm just going to put some of that in the middle. And just wrap that around the center like that. Because why not? So I'm just going to put a little very tiny, you can barely see the hot glue there. Because you really do not want your hot glue showing on here. And now I'm just going to wrap this right just in the middle. I'd like to catch some of that orange under there though, but it doesn't really matter. And to me, the shabbier these look, the better. And these would be good for gypsy projects or like boho stuff, whatever. Like if you'd made a bag, you could have like a boho bag. You could have some of these dangling off it. They'd be super cute. Alright, so this is where we're at this stage. And yeah, it looks funky, right? But we're going to get it there, don't worry. So now I'm going to use some of my gold thread again. And again, you do not have to have gold thread. You can use any kind of thread you like. So let me just wrap this around here. That's the thing with doing tutorials, I guess. You know, real life happens while you're filming, so that's okay. You see my mistakes and everything, so that's alright. And trust me, I make lots of them. So I'm just wrapping and wrapping and wrapping this around here. That's probably good. So I'm just going to put another little dollop of glue here. That's where we're at now. So I think what I want to do now is maybe add some wire and a few beads. Let's do the purple wire because I do have some purple on there which I kind of covered up, but now I want to add more purple. So let's do it. So I'm just cutting myself off a length of wire. And I think what I'll do is, what I learned in my last video is to put the wire on the bead first, then gather the beads, because that was way easier and they weren't slipping off as much. So you just want to roll your end up again like I showed in the previous video, so you have a bit of a circle here. And now I'm going to attach it right in the center of this bead right here. and just twist it around like that. Now that it's on there, I have the wire piece. I'm just going to get some of these beads and goodies that I have here. I think I might put maybe the fairy charm on here later too. Let's see what we got. I have lots of little bits here. I know they're over a bit to the side here. Let me kind of move these back over here. Yep, they roll everywhere. I will be finding beads on my desk for months to come, I can tell. Alright, so I'm just going to add whatever random beads here onto this wire, because this will be just a funky bead and it doesn't have to have anything perfect on it. And that just jumped. So put on this purple one. And then some of these beads, can you see? Yes, I'm just putting the beads on the wire here. And I've got some of these flat bugle beads in silver, which are kind of cool because there's silver in the bead caps on either end. And I'm not paying attention or making any pattern, I'm just putting them on here. This one, and then we'll do like one more or something, this one, and then I'll wrap some of these on here now. So now I've got some beads on here, so now I'm just gonna wrap these around. No pattern, no rhyme or reason, just kind of wrap it around in the center there. And now I am back to this part here. And now I'm going to take my pliers and pull that really tight, hanging on to the other end of the wire, of course. So now that's really tight around there. So now I'm going to just loop this end as well. And then we're just going to flatten that down on there. I'm not worried about it too much because I think I'm going to put that fairy charm on the top, and that's what where we're at. And again, the end bits are still a little bit loose, but I don't tighten those till the end. So now I've got this very cool fairy charm that I love, and I think I'm going to add her to this bead. So I've got stray thread there that I want to cut. So I'm going to put the fairy on here somewhere, probably right there. Just right on the front right there. And I think what I'm going to do is, what? Should I use the purple wire? Yeah, let's use the purple wire. Why not? Let's use some wire. Okay, cut yourself another length of wire if you want to do this. But again, you could use thread for this too. It doesn't matter. And you can get like thread at the dollar store. Like, you don't have to buy expensive thread or anything for this, or expensive wire. Go to the dollar store. That's where I get a lot of my stuff. And now I'm just going to wrap this fairy on here. I've left this piece here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. And I'm just wrapping the fairy on here. And I'm going to come around over here, and I'm going to twist these two pieces of wire right here together, just so they stay together. And then I'm going to wrap those around. There's no pattern here. Take my pliers and pull. Make sure that's really super tight on there, because I do not want that charm falling off. And then I've got this little piece of wire sticking up here. I'm going to loop that around and then flatten it on the back. And I will probably put a little dollop of glue on the back here. Sorry, I'm just twisting this into a little circle. Just to hold that charm in place, but you don't have to. It's on there pretty good, or you can again go back in with the gold thread and wrap that around, which I might do because I kind of like the look of the gold thread. So there's my fairy on there now. She's all wired on, but I am just going to add a bit more of the gold thread because it looks cool and I like it. And that will also hold your charm down. So let's cut that. And I've got two ends of the thread which I will tie into a knot. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys because you know, there was so much to choose from out there, so I'm trying to like put like the best bits of all of it in one or two or three videos. You know, and this is how I do it, so I'm sure you guys are going to have your own spin on it as well, like everybody does. You know, and you may just want to make these with just white. I know a lot of shabby chic ladies, they just like the whites and the creams. So you could just make them in white and cream, which I'm going to do. I haven't gotten them yet because I've been so enamored with some of the colors of the beads. They just look like, you know, really pretty jewels. So I've been enjoying working with the color. So there's where we're at right there. Now I'm going to tighten up these ends, so I'm going to go back into that loop at the end, push my bead cap and pearl down, and then just tighten that loop on this end, and that should hold the bead cap down a little tighter. And this one as well I'm going to do, and you may have to go back and forth a couple of times just to tighten that, and that's okay, no biggie. Yeah, this one's very loose on this end for some reason, but that's okay. We'll just tighten it. Okay, there we go. And if it's not tightening to your liking, you can always put a little dab of glue underneath, like so. Nobody's gonna know. And there you have a very long fairy bead. Now, how cute would that be on a fairy project, right? Or you could dangle these off the side of a captured fairy jar. Like, there's so many uses for these. They're really super fun. So it's the same principle if you're using a straw, basically. Let's use the purple again because it's bright and I think you can probably see it the best. It's the same principle for the straw. Let me cut this. The only difference is I put the wire through the straw like that, and then I would put a bead cap on the end. And what do I have here? I probably want a bigger pearl for these. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Whoops. So we'll use a bigger pearl on this one. So I'm going to put that on the end. I'm going to hold the other end of the wire so it doesn't pop through. And you're just going to curl this down now. And you don't have to use this much wire. You can really make the wire a lot smaller. So I'm just curling that, pull it down. Do the other end with a bead cap. I am going to cut some of that wire off. And a pearl. Let me cut some of this off. And then you want to twist that. So you can use like a drinking straw. I'm sure most people have them in their home. And you just twist that down as well. Again, I tighten it up at the end, so don't worry about it being loose. And then your bead caps sit on the ends of the straw. Really, they do. There you go. Your bead caps sit on the ends of the straw. And again, these are not tight because I don't do that till the end. And then you wrap your fabric around it, you do your beading, you can add a charm, whatever you like. Totally and completely up to you what you do with these. But that's two ways to do it, one with a straw and one with a wooden skewer. But I mean, you could do anything, right? As we showed in the first video with these guys. These ones don't have the bead caps and the wire on the end. They're just wrapped around there, and you can see you can get a necklace or whatever. I used denim, I used lace, I used fabric. This is just a scrap piece of fabric I had. This one. They're so fun to make, you guys, and I really think that you'll enjoy doing it. Just get your stuff out and play and see what you like, and you know, just do it. Have fun. So that is the end of the tutorial. I hope you like it. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them, and I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll be back in a few days with another tutorial. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.